It's Fuel Culture time, people, and we have an encore presentation with Mr. Duane Stephenson, who gave the backstory behind his 2007 hit, August Town. So make we hear what going, you know our style, right? Fuel Culture.
Fuel Culture is powered by Ray White Overproof Rum. Fuel Culture.
Blessed love, this is Duane Stephenson from August Town. Listen out for the story of August Town from August Town.
Though I never lived like he wanted, I'm still mindful of what he taught me.
What was the inspiration behind that song? How did it come about?
Well, the inspiration for August Town was August Town. I grew up there, you know, still live there, you know, and it was just a reflection of what was going on, you know, in the mind and in the reality of what I was living at the time. You know what I mean? So when things affect you in that manner, you know, you can't help but to get it out in the art, you know. Maybe if I was doing a painting, it wouldn't have been much different, you know what I mean? But luckily it's a song, so I had 3 minutes instead of one shot. But definitely it was what was happening. Anybody that grew up in August and knew anything about it knows a lot of what I was singing about, you know. And even if you're not from there, you know, I think the words of the song pretty much resonate to anywhere you live in Jamaica in terms of the inner city communities.
I've got the scars to show. I daily made it along life's road.
Where was the song recorded?
Yeah.
Who was the producer? What was the vibe like inside the studio while working on the track?
Well, the song was produced by Dean Fraser. At the time, a lot of the works that we were doing was at Encore recording studio. You know, I was working simultaneously with on an album with Taurus Rider called Parables, and we were also doing co-writing and helping with the ideas for an album for Luciano called Navigator. Now, the album was done prior to August Town. I had 14 tracks, and I was pretty much ready to go. And then we went to Tough Gang for a record. Dean was recording something to send off to New Zealand. And I went in there and heard the track. I said, no, man. So we pretty much hijacked the track. Between myself and Taros, hijacked the track. I said, is that leaving go anywhere? Why?
Did you think the song would have been a hit song? Were you surprised it took off?
Listen, those days, you're surprised if the song even play on the radio. So I was pleasantly surprised. The first place that song hit was on one of the major gospel stations in South Florida. It was the biggest black-owned station, gospel station in America at the time. The reason why I knew this, because the first show that I did, not a full-scale show, I think I did about 4 or 5 songs, was in a church that was put on by this gospel station, and I was with Shirley Season, Lieutenant Stitch and Glacier Robinson, and this was in a church. And that was the first performance of that song publicly. So the song hit from there, and then it filtered into all the diaspora eras, you know. So at one point, when no one knew anything about me, I had the #1 song in half the Caribbean islands, you know, St. Lucia, St. Vincent. I think it got to #3 in Trinidad.
How did the success of August Town change your life? What kind of doors did it open for you locally and outside of Jamaica?
Well, it immensely changed, you know, everything for me, you know. It was an opportunity, firstly, to kind of, you know, put my family in a different trajectory. Understand? So that was the most important thing to me, you know. It was an opportunity to change how things were forever. And that was the main thing, you know. And beyond that, of course, you know, the music took me to all these new places and introduced me to all these different cultures. So my whole process of thinking changed because of all of this new knowledge that, you know, I gained. And of course, as a career, I was now, you know, I had a foothold in a lot of these, the major markets for reggae music, you know, whether it be Africa, the United States, you know, vastly in the Caribbean, to even South America, you know. So it changed, it was a whole new world for me. I will never get tired of performing that song because of what the song meant to me.
And I've got the scars to show.
Look, you know, man, Spanish Town Square with there, you know. And from where there, a Blacks one stop and do it, you know. Watch it. From you see the Magnum, you know it's what time, right? At the Magnum Top 10 Chart. Josh did hold it down last week, you know. Wonder for somebody to take over the spot. We can find out right now. You don't know it go already. Magnum, take charge of things.
For me, a little boy, me never love the book. Black transport and while I be from Godfather.
Protocol, we have 100 chop. Molly get pop ball. Go to the post on the toll and getting million of money. You don't know
That them a banging line, damn broke back. Give me no fee, but miss.
Bang bing, come round, feel like a song sing.
what's that? Stop going like you don't know what this girl.
Place nice, with my chase size. Be a vibes, get a white.
Talk to me, them just kill my friend. Now what them want to me? Out of bed, nothing about.
Guys, that's all we have for this week's episode of Pree Dis. I'm your host, Jeremy. Of course, look out for me again next week. We're holding it down. Spanish Town Square was great. I don't know. Stay safe. We love you, know. I know my things stay already, right? What do I have to tell you? I'm out.
Pree Dis was brought to you in partnership with Magnum Tonic Wine, Take Charge, Ray White Overproof Rum, Fiwi Culture, CB Chicken, the better tasting chicken, and Bad Dog Sausages, bigger, better, badder.